Before Composer Cloud, we had a range of quite high-priced products, $300-400 or more, and that really limited the number of people that could have access to those products to pretty much professional composers. So Composer Cloud leveled the playing field, whether they're professional or up-and-coming musician, to have access to the same tools that our top composers use on a day-to-day basis. It really has democratized the music creation business. So between 2013 and 2015, we started all the work that was required to actually make a subscription service viable. There's a lot of work and a big change in our business model of shipping box products. So the reaction from our traditional East-West customers is kind of mixed, and we kind of expected that. I think we overcame a lot of it by not discontinuing perpetual products. So if you wanted to buy them, you could buy them still, and if you preferred the subscription model, you could do that. East-West has a fan base, and most of those people, even at the time of launch, had most of our products. They had no interest in buying a subscription because they had everything. So it gave us the opportunity to open up a whole new world of users that were limited before in terms of the cost of entry and maybe the complexity of the products, which we also worked on very hard to try and simplify. And it worked. I mean, we brought in a whole new demographic and kept the traditional users as well. And some of those have, over the last decade, have moved over to subscription because it really is a lot cheaper to do that than to keep buying every new product that comes out. So in the very planning stages of Composer Cloud, everybody in the company was freaked out about the whole idea. I'm not kidding. I mean, the blowback was unbelievable. It was like, why on earth would you sacrifice a $300 product for $20 a month? I could just see that this is the way that all industries, all digital services industries were going. One of the things that we really focused on before Composer Cloud was trying to make something good in all of the genres. My producer partner, Nick Phoenix, is a very, very successful musician himself and was doing a lot of film trailers and music libraries at that time. And most of the products were born out of him needing something that just wasn't there, or if it was there, it just wasn't good enough. And because he was doing such a diverse range of work, we were all over the map. You know, we had Ministry of Rock, we had orchestral libraries, we had choir libraries, you name it, we had it. So we built up quite a collection of different genres even before Composer Cloud came along. I think the challenge for any subscription service is keeping people engaged. So, you know, we need to keep our eye on the ball. I think that's the number one goal, is to just keep pumping out really good quality products. Just making sure that the people that are in there that are paying a subscription feel like it's worth it to stay in there. Our goal was to create a one-stop shop, so you didn't have to go and buy multiple subscriptions. I think people have too many subscriptions, and when you add them all up, it's just too much money. You're kind of back to square one, you know? So by giving them everything they want, we listen carefully to the feedback. You know, hey, you guys are a little weak here, you need more of this. We focus on that, and we try and plug any kind of gaps in it, being a one-stop shop and catering to all genres. We want to feel like if you sign up, you don't have to worry about, are there enough instruments and sounds for what I do? We're making sure that there are, and we continue to add to that, and we continue to build on the weakest elements. Anything you need, anything you want to create a finished releasable track is in there. And the other cool thing about it is that, you know, once you buy a subscription, you never have to buy another product. I mean, that's it. That's your total investment. You can put money into your computers and your keyboards and your monitors, whatever else you need to be able to make music. But you don't have to spend any more money on sounds. So, you know, we make sure that we keep it fresh. As you do these things, you learn what not to do more than what to do. Because, I mean, recording instruments well is something that Nick and I can both do in our sleep. when we do an upgrade or a new product of something we've done before, we tend to focus on, well, what didn't work? Like, what did we waste a lot of time on? And it was really of no use in the end. So that's where the experience comes in. So, one thing I have to say about us and our productions is they take a long time. Many of our productions spend a year in post-production because we're fanatics about detail. Our users know that when something comes out that it's going to be the best of the best, because we just don't release it until we're happy with it. Although we're not putting out something every week or even every month, since we launched Composer Cloud back in 2015, we've added over 23,000 instruments. I think there's a total of a little more than 42,000 instruments in total. It's a lot of work, and we'll continue doing that too. We want to make sure that it stays number one. You could easily just sit on your laurels and just say, hey, this is a really good deal. We're not going to make any more, live with what you have. But that wasn't something that we were contemplating at all. We knew that we wanted to keep new instruments coming, and good ones, not just throwaways that some intern can sort of knock out in a week. Most of these productions that we do are huge efforts. Some of the collections that we've released since we launched Composer Cloud, the big ones, the ones that have cost a lot, Hollywood Choirs, $1 million production. Even the upgrade to the Opus and work we had to do for Orchestrator and integrating all of that was a very expensive project. We were always looking for new ideas in order to make the musician's life easier. And some good developments came along. We replaced the original Play software, which wasn't that great, to be honest, with Opus, which the two Wolfgangs wrote, Wolfgang Kundras and Wolfgang Schneider, who was the author of Contact, who joined our company, and their team. They wrote Opus, which I honestly believe, and I know I'm biased, but I think it's the greatest virtual instrument playback software in existence. Around the time that we were doing Opus, we did the Opus launch, we worked with a German company called Sonoscore to add the Hollywood Orchestrator, which essentially enables people to play, literally using a few fingers, musical passages that can be completely 100% edited, unlike loops, which can't be. So that was, I think, a game changer. And we're planning to expand that in future products. We're working on a range of upgrades that will incorporate Orchestrator technology. One of the things we're able to do after Wolfgang joined the company was have an individual instrument download system. I knew, and I'd heard reports and seen posts where people were spending hours downloading like a whole product to get their hands on an Erhu and things like that. And I thought, well, this is nuts. Even though it was really, really, really difficult to code, to be able to audition and download individual instruments, we introduced that a few years back. And that means you really don't have to download full products at all. You can just simply go to the browser, find something that looks interesting, audition a version of that instrument to see whether it's truly something that's going to work. You download it and you have it on your desktop in 30 seconds to a minute. That was a game changer. It means also that our customers don't have to go out and buy a lot of storage to keep everything, which is more money. We're trying to save them money by doing a subscription. We've got a real wide gamut of products coming out this year, which is some of it's a little off the beaten track for us. So we just released Lo-Fi, which is basically, in my opinion, what I kind of call hi-fi lo-fi, in that even the lo-fi recordings are actually very well recorded. Closely following that is a production called Ancient Kingdom that Nick and I worked on, actually recorded way back in January 2024. So we're now well over a year into it. It'll be 15 months by the time it gets released. Ancient Kingdom was just bringing Saulius to our Hollywood studios and recording all of these weird and wonderful instruments that he brought with him. Our world products in general have always done very well. People are always looking for different flavours to use in their music, and particularly the media creators that often have to pump out 20 minutes of music a week for TV shows. They're always looking for new tools to work with. So this would just be another, we think, fantastic library in our collection. We're pretty much aware of what's in the market in terms of what our competitors are offering and what they're charging for it. And I honestly believe, even though I'm super biased, that what we put into Composer Cloud is the best value proposition. It's everything you ever wanted, all in one package for a super low price. And I think that we uniquely as a company were able to do that because we'd spent all of those years diversifying and not being a one-trick pony. We wanted to have a diversity of instruments that no matter who you were, what style of music you're working on, there was plenty there for you to work with. And hopefully you start exploring some of the other areas that maybe you weren't contemplating using to add some flavours to what you are working on.